Yeah, man. So I'm really been looking at creating environments. That's been a mission of mine, creating what I call sacred environments for men. It's an environment where a man can show up and reveal whatever he can, whatever he has to be able to unload so that he can unleash his best self out there into the world as we much need, especially these days. And in challenging times like this, a lot of people take hits, but it can also be a time that really strengthens us. That difficult times can really create strong men. And there was a quote that I had put up recently around that hard times create strong men, and you know um, those hard times were unfortunately created by weak men. And I think that that's been the situation leading up to the times that we currently live in, all the social and political unrest that we have, the massive economic downturn, the just massive lack of honor, integrity, respect, um, character, where character is no longer being valued anymore. And I remember when the pandemic started, and particularly here in New York City, I had posted something around that it's going to create a forced change in our hierarchy of values and things like connection, community, love, that these were always vital importance for us, for the human condition, but that we weren't valuing them anymore, like consciously. So I think that we need to get back to those values because those are very human values. What's it take to create deep, meaningful relationships with people? What's it look like to have purpose in your life? What's it really to be a man of honor, a man of your word, where your word rises above your circumstances and above anything else, where you seek to make things right with people, even when you drop the ball, because we all do. That's just part of being human. So for me, it's really been about creating environments where men not only get trained in this stuff, but get to practice it. And I'm looking at, particularly across the holiday season, which is going to be our first holiday season during this challenging situation of the pandemic and the social and political unrest, the great divide that exists right now, and cutting across into the year 2021. How can we, as difficult as this might be, turn this into an opportunity to really strengthen ourselves, to embolden and encourage ourselves and each other? How do we create environments now where I'm reminded of the words from Yogananda, where he says, environment is stronger than willpower, that together we're able to accomplish more than we can alone, that together we're able to do things that we wouldn't ordinarily be able to do by ourselves. But the type of environment still has to be a high standards one where, in the end, it's about surrounding yourself with people that are going to hold you to a higher standard than you would even otherwise hold yourself. Because again, we all drop the ball. The important thing is going to be, who do we have around us that's going to help us pick that ball back up and to keep going, right? To keep playing the game and ultimately to achieve that experience of winning at this game of life. What I define as victory is purposeful success. It's not just success anymore, because while success is important, you've got plenty of people that have achieved success materialistically, financially, and so on, and they're still personally, emotionally, seriously struggling. They're still experiencing the anxiety, the depression, some of them even the ultimate checkout and committing suicide. And we've stepped into this time, and particularly here in the United States, where we're the anxiety, depression capital of the world, and I think the suicide capital of the world also. And even now, entering into this winter season with this pandemic still raging, and being in densely populated areas, or even not in densely populated areas, because now it's spread and people are having to confront the reality of it, that it's going to be even that much more challenging, particularly because these are holidays. And these are times in which people were expecting to connect with loved ones, assuming that they even had loved ones to connect with. So for me, it's really been a matter of creating environments that serve men. And there's a greater importance around that these days than ever before. 2020 has been for me a year, and I had to really create this for myself because it was I went through a challenging time, and I had men who really served me around this. I needed to create the context of treating 2020 like it's going to be the year in which I'm laying down seeds. As I'm planting those seeds, I'm watering seeds that were previously planted so that there is a harvest coming out of this thing. And that's the way that I'm seeing it. Winter is my season, is a daily incantation that I have, something I learned from Tony Robbins, that winter is my season. And I'm still going to be planting seeds. And so for me, it's really important. I want to invite men to is to explore what it is that's being created here, right? MVP Men's Victory Path was created as an educational organization and to provide some inspiration and access to some transformational trainings and transformational tools that really make a difference in men's lives. So I invite men, really check this out. If this is something that resonates for you, if you're a man that's really struggling these days, or you've been struggling for a while and perhaps things are getting worse, whatever it is, come connect with us. We've got men in Toronto, New York City, now in Texas, and we're definitely expanding outward. But even when there isn't other men in your area, you still got this. You've still got other men that you can connect with, even virtually. And we make this impactful. I see to it that it's going to be impactful no matter what, because that's my commitment and that's an expression of my purpose. So thank you for taking the time out for watching this and for listening. And by all means, man, come check us out, leave a comment, post a message, whatever it is, and would look forward to connecting with you. Take care.